Welcome to an edition of Harness Central. I'm Harold Howe and here with Dave Menary. And Dave, 2014 is just about done. Pretty good year, not a record year, but I think you averaged a little over 6,100 per starter. A lot of people don't pay any attention to that, but maybe guys like you and I do. Overall, do you think you left much on the table?
Yeah, I think I left a lot on the table. I'm greedy.
You guys always say that.
Oh, I'm greedy. This kind of year we had a lot of bad post positions. And only in races that went for over 100,000. The rest of them all seemed to draw pretty good. But when it counted, fought a lot of bad posts, and then I've seen a lot of high highs this year, and we've seen some low lows. You always try to worry about your top end horses. And I was pretty happy with them. He's watching. I've seen some high highs and I've seen some low lows. I had a lot of horses in the barn this year that did their job. I thought my babies, sort of come up pretty weak.
There's an interested owner.
I thought the babies come up a little bit weak this year. There was a lot of them that did their job. A lot of pace in 52. And, we were in the She's a Great Lady in the Metro and the Governor's Cup and, other stake races and that. But there just wasn't a lot that had articles written about them or won a lot of trophies.
I think it's a little over 2.4 million as we speak today. He's watching better part of 900,000. When it was all said and done with him, I mean, if I could guarantee you a horse that's going to make $900,000 next year sitting in there, overall you'd be happy. But were you happy with the end result with him?
There's a few hiccups, like he drew the 8-hole in the North American Cup and had to make a big move, but raced super. He drew the 8-hole in the Cane, got beat by fractions. You can always look back at things. Probably any day I'm having a bad day, I pull up the Meadowlands pace replay on YouTube. But he went into the jug, coming out of the Cane, awesome, and went into the jug with a bad foot. Blew once he finally got to Lexington, and the first week he got beat by fractions. Coming back half in like 52, and the next week we ponied up, money to supplement him. Because I thought he was perfect, and soundness-wise he was perfect, and he ended up flipping his heart that day. So there was bumps in the roads. The highs were really high, and the lows were really low. You only get so many chances, to be there with that kind of horse.
So he's at Olive Branch Farm in North Carolina. He's coming back to race next year. Last week, Flamborough Downs was one of the places that announced they're actually going to have a 4-year-old race for Pacers. Confederation Cup's coming back. After watching what happened this year with the 4-year-old Pacers, do you relish the thought of bringing him back?
It changes things. I think there has to be the opportunity for 4-year-olds. If you want them to come back, you have to give them the opportunity. I'm excited about the Confederation Cup, because it's right next door. We can sort of see the winner's circle from right here where we're standing. But the Meadowlands is coming up with a series that offers some starts. You got the stake race in Quebec. There's starts for 4-year-olds, whether it be
There could be more, though.
5 starts, 7 starts. If you want 4-year-olds to come back, it's tough to throw them against the wolves. If you take a horse like Captain Treacherous, the top 10 money earners last year, I think he was the richest this year at 179,000. And the horses are going to go for stud at 5 years old anyway. So if you want to take a horse like him and tarnish him as a 4-year-old, and he's going to leave anyway, there has to be a 4-year-old opportunity.
Now, what about talking 4-year-olds? Charm Life. You bought her privately for who knows what number, but a pretty significant amount of change. She had a very good year. In fact, she only missed 1 check in 24 starts, which is pretty admirable. But she ended up, I think, with 284 or something like that. A lot of work for 284.
That's one of the reasons that I race her, this month. After the Breeders' Crown, my partners and I contemplated, sending her to North Carolina. I brought her home, because this time of year, she's really been able to shine in the preferred up here, going for 34,000. Or you have the opportunity to truck all over the country and race in Miss Versatility for 40,000.
Very few expenses.
Yeah, against a lot of competition. I don't think any of these mares are going away, because you look at, Charm Life's 4, but you got Classic Martine, Be Magician's 4, Maven's young mare, and you throw Shake It Cherry into the mix. It's a tough division, but I think, my mare's only 4. She's right there knocking on the doorstep. I don't cheer for races very often, but at the head of the stretch for the Breeders' Crown, I was cheering pretty good. And she got a perfect trip in Tioga. It's at the all-age track record. She beat them all. She's right there. With the top. She's a top mare, and she's right there at the top mares. I wish I could find one like her to buy every day.
Your 2-year-olds of 2014 ended up kind of being a mushy group compared to what you hoped for. How are you set, as we speak here, mid-December, numbers-wise, to go into this winter with 2-year-olds?
2-year-olds, I've done a lot of weeding out. We got some to come back this year, and a few that I'm excited about. A few that were shut down early, had problems, and a few I think that'll put it together and be better 3-year-olds. We ended up with a few less babies this year. We're starting with 14, and try to concentrate, getting back to more Ontario sired ones this year. Where this year I think 12 out of the 14 are Ontario sired, and so far I'm happy with the group that I see.
Total number for the whole stable going into the winter here at Stevenson's Training Center?
I got 40 stalls. I try to keep them all full. It's survival of the fittest. I don't want to be in 2 barns if I don't have to. I think we got 35 in the barn right now, and 6 or 8 to bring in, and 4 or 5 going to the Meadowlands sale, and we're looking to buy good horses all the time.
Okay, well, congratulations on a pretty good year. Hopefully you can at least equal it for next year.
Thanks, Harold.
Harold Howe with Dave Menary giving you the Harness Racing Edge.